Welcome to Downpour.com's interview series. I'm Malcolm Hilgartner, and today it's my pleasure to be speaking with Leonard Rosen. Blackstone Audio published the audio version of The Tenth Witness, narrated by Grover Gardner, simultaneously with the hardcover on September 15th, 2013. Welcome, Leonard, and thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for the invitation. I appreciate it.
I want to congratulate you on the release of The Tenth Witness, your second Henri Poincaré mystery. What prompted you to write this book as a prequel?
All Cry Chaos ends with Henri fairly beaten up and his family beaten up. Unlike investigators in other mystery/thrillers, Henri is not a loner. He doesn't drink heavily. He doesn't kick his dog. He is a family man. His kids love him. His wife loves him. And when a family man brings home work, it's typically not catastrophic. But when someone who works with the type of, or who investigates the type of criminal that Henri Poincaré does, when he brings home work, it can be catastrophic. And All Cry Chaos ends in a place that Henri learns quite a bit, but his family has suffered for it, and I didn't have the heart to put him or his family through that again. And so I wrote a prequel, and I wrote the story of how he came 30 years earlier to become an Interpol agent.
That is interesting right there. You've created a fictional character. He's French. He works for the international agency. Describe what made you decide to choose him as your protagonist.
I wanted an international palette. I like to travel, and frankly, these are the books I like to read. So it made more sense, rather than making my protagonist a member of the Philadelphia or Boston police squad, I wanted to give him a far more wide-ranging beat to work on, so to speak. And so I figured it would have to be international work, and I just went down the list, the roster of which sorts of agencies would make that possible, and Interpol was the one.
You've chosen to write in the mystery genre series in your forays into fiction now, one of the most enduring forms of fiction. But I think what stands out for many of your readers and listeners is the complexity of the plots, as well as your characters seem to find themselves at moral dilemmas that lifted, I think, beyond the usual genre limitations. So my question is, do you start with the moral, ethical what if, or do you start with the plot and then find these characters in these moral quandaries?
You know, I think it must be a combination of the two, working both ends against that middle. When I had the target year for this new novel, The Tenth Witness, 1978, in which Henri is a 28-year-old mechanical engineer, I thought, well, this novel has to show the conflict, the tension in his life that would dramatically alter his career. And that means he had to be exposed to a pretty nasty evil. In 1978, what would that...
Listen to the full interview at Downpour.com.